If you want to retire, this is your paradise.
Why stay at home and pay more when you could move abroad, pay less?
Come on down, bring the club.
You have options.
My work is going to the beach. We're back in the Dominican Republic, and now we know why. Billionaire.
Yeah.
Not millionaires, but billionaires.
Shorts and flip-flops every day.
Yes.
Are you a U.S. veteran who is tired of living in the United States? Are you interested in options to move abroad? I'm here today with U.S. veteran Oscar Sanders, and he is actually a good friend of mine. We've known each other for about 15 years, and he has retired to Punta Cana. We're going to talk about where he's been, what he's done. He's literally been all over, so you don't want to miss this episode of the Punta Cana podcast. Oscar, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
You are a U.S. veteran. You served in the Vietnam War.
Yes.
Way back in the day. My dad actually served in the Vietnam War as well. I'm a proud Army brat, and I love veterans. And you and I actually met a lot of years ago.
Yes, we did. We struggled together.
We sure did. I mean, it was a little bit of a struggle back then, but we were there together doing the thing and learning about Punta Cana and the real estate market. Actually, you and your wife worked with me in my real estate company, just seeing how we could make things work and if Punta Cana was for us.
Right.
And here we are today with everything that has gone on. And I think we're both in better places and more settled in our decision to be here in Punta Cana doing what we do. Now, I'm still working and hustling every day, but you are now retired.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, being retired is great. Okay, knowing that I get up when I want to, I work when I want to, which is not really work. My work is going to the beach. Living here with the Dominican people is a pleasure. And being with VA here is awesome. I've never seen anything like this. If you're a veteran and you are in the US and you go to the VA, you may get an appointment today. You may get an appointment 6 months from now. It is so difficult. Here, the VA it's more than just the VA. I consider this as being more like family. Mm-hmm. It gives you that family vibe. You're always welcome. My doctors are great. I mean, they are great. And I don't know how many times I can say that or how I can say that, but they are great. I mean, it's completely different than what you would see in the U.S. You know, in the U.S. you have that 15 minutes, and at least 6 or 7 of those minutes are used by the nurse. And then you have the doctor come in and uses about 5 minutes, and then he leaves and the nurse comes back for another 2 minutes. But in that 15 minutes, you're in and out. So here, there is no such thing as 15 minutes. It is how are you doing physically? How are you doing mentally? And how can we put it all together to make you feel whole? And when you leave, you feel whole.
Incredible. I really, really love that. And you say VA, but the veterans clinics that you're referencing are part of the FMP program, which is the Foreign Medical Program. It's a program under the US VA. So sometimes we get that question, like, are we a VA clinic? And actually, we're independent. So we are not the VA, but we are affiliated through the Foreign Medical Program. So we do work with the VA so that veterans like you can take advantage of your VA benefits with us. So we run the clinic to take care of you, our veterans, our beloved veterans. We respect you and what you have done. Actually, my partners on veteran projects are veterans themselves. So we work together because we actually have a passion for veterans and what we're doing. And it's not 15 minutes, you're a number, bada bing, bada bang, in and out, next, or cancel. It is about exactly what you said. How are you? How can we help you? And the goal is to create community of veterans for veterans here in Punta Cana. And this is something that is brand new within the last, let's say, year or year and a half, because before that, there weren't services here for veterans, but you, as a veteran, have been here and in the community for a long, long, long time.
And thank you for explaining that, because there was a little confusion probably to the layman. I think sometimes that I'm a pretty intelligent person, but she was telling me, she said, you need to go to that clinic, to the VA clinic. I'm going like, baby, you know how I feel about VA.
Yeah.
But you need to go and check out this one. This is here. It just got started. Yeah. It's been here for less than a year. You know how I feel about the VA and the VA clinics. Now, come on, don't. She said, but Cheryl is involved in this very heavily. Cheryl's involved in that? She said, yes. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. Next time I go to the store, I'm going to stop by. And I stopped by, and I walked in. I'm going, okay. Oh, wait a minute. This is really nice. And the friendship that I got. Hello, how are you?
Yes.
How can we be assistance to you? Let me explain what we have to offer. Da-da-da, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, all right, what does all of that mean? Well, sir, this is, to all of my objections, there was an answer.
Yes.
And I'm not talking to the doctor. I'm talking to the person that greets you when you first walk in that door, which is so important.
That is Ruby.
That is Ruby. You got 10 seconds to win me over.
And I love
Took
her.
her 5.
Yes.
Okay.
I walk in and she brightens my day.
Brighten my day.
So happy. She's just a happy person.
She's a happy person. So I listened to her, and she told me the advantages and what she had to offer. I'm like, okay, well, I'll take advantage. The next day, I was seeing a doctor. The next day, I was seeing another doctor. The next day, I was getting recommendations from that doctor to see this doctor. I'm like, wait a minute. Now, VA takes 6 months to do this, or you may not even get one. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This can't be happening. VA told me that I made too much money.
They told you made too much money?
They told me as a family in my household, I made too much money to take advantage of the benefits that I thought I had earned.
Wow.
Yes. So I had to fill out this paper. Oh, yep. That's it. You can appeal if you want, but that's it.
And we do have a veteran service officer who has had good success of helping veterans to improve their service connections and get higher percentage ratings. So if you have any questions about that, right there, just check with Ruby.
Check with Ruby.
She'll get you that appointment.
I hate to put Ruby on the spot, but check with Ruby.
She's good.
She's really good. And if you want to retire and you want to come somewhere like Punta Cana, which I suggest that you do because the island is just so beautiful, then you know that you have a family here that you can be a part of.
Yes.
You can automatically just come and melt into this particular situation. And you don't have to worry about, well, what am I going to do for medical care? Well, if I need a referral, well, if I need dental work, or whatever it may be. Every time I do go to the clinic, I'm treated like family. It's, hello, Mr. Sanders. And it's always with a smile. So, again, if you're thinking about, well, I want to go abroad, I want to live abroad, but I don't know where I'm going to do my medical. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm going to meld in. How am I going to meet people of like kind that I can communicate with and feel comfortable? Well, come aboard.
Yes.
You can feel comfortable here.
You
and
sure
you
can.
will find like kind here.
Yes. And you, speaking of living abroad and thinking about living abroad, you didn't just come directly to Punta Cana and stay. You traveled all over.
Yes. Oh, yes. I had to see where I wanted to retire. My wife and I, we came here about 15 years ago, and we lived here for about 3 years approximately. And we loved it. And we had an emergency. We had to go back, and we went back to the States. And while we were back in the States, we said, you know what? Even when we were leaving, we were like, well, we'll be back, we'll be back, we'll be back. So when we got back, we said, you know, I wonder if there's anything out there that's as beautiful, that's as livable, that the people make you feel as comfortable as you do in the Dominican Republic. So we traveled. Every time we got an opportunity, we went somewhere. We went to Ecuador. Ecuador is a beautiful country. It's nice, but it's not the Dominican Republic. We figured that out. Then we go home and we talk about it and we look this over. And then we went to places like Colombia. We looked at that. No, still just does not hit that spot. The people they're nice, they're kind, but it's still not the Dominican people. We even went as far away as Hawaii. I know Hawaii is part of the United States, but it's not in Hawaii when you're living there. And, you know, we said, you know what? We can find just as beautiful beaches in the Dominican Republic. And every time we go somewhere else, we were like, well, the Dominican Republic. We went to Panama. You know, then we compared that to the Dominican Republic. And we would travel by ship to some of these different islands. We'd take cruises. We would take like a jazz cruise into these different places and things like that, stop over, and we would look around. And then we sat down one day and, you know, we said, everywhere we went, we compared it to the Dominican Republic. There must be a reason for that. So here we are. We're back in the Dominican Republic. And now we know why. Because it's beautiful, the people are beautiful. We just love it.
Incredible.
It's incredible. We love it. I don't know how I can get someone to understand or to get that feeling that you have when you get up in the morning and you just look around and you know that, hey, I'm in the right place. I finally found my paradise. And this is paradise. And I'm sure it'll be paradise to you too if you're on your way. If you want to retire, this is your paradise. You just have to come and see for yourself. I'm not saying drop everything and just come and move. Come and just take a look for yourself, and then you make that decision. And here's somebody here to help you make that decision. Once you make it, we'll make sure that you can find a home.
Yes, we're here for that. And I really love your story because you've been everywhere. You came here. Many people come and they just fall in love and they just stay. Many people, they come and that's it. But you came and you decided to go some other places, do some research, really check it out, not only online, but you actually went and lived in some of these other countries.
Yes.
You lived in Mexico.
We spent 2 years in Mexico. We went there. My daughter moved there. And Mexico is beautiful. It is a beautiful, but it's still, I had that longing to come back to the Dominican Republic. Mexico is a beautiful country. It is a very large country. It has a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But the Dominican Republic just has it all.
Yes. Yes.
You have that, again, I just feel at home. When I get off the plane, it's a different situation than when I get off the plane in the U.S. If I get off the plane in Mexico, it's a different feel. It's a different greeting. The people this is what makes the country what it is. No matter where you go, it's the people that make the country. And there's always their favorite words is no worries.
No worries.
No worries. And there is no worries.
Right. So you have no worries.
I have no worries.
That is so beautiful. I mean, I'm kind of here speechless too, because to me, this is a dream. I've lived here for 18 years, and when I first came here and fell in love with the country, my thought was, I want to help other people make the transition here. And my livelihood was real estate, because that's what I have been doing since 2000. I've been in real estate. So my thought was, I'm going to help people buy houses here in Paradise and build a real estate company. Just help people, like, spread the word about Punta Cana. It's really sometimes hard to explain, which is one of the reasons I'm actually doing this podcast, actually is to have other people tell their story about how they came here, why they came here, why they decided to stay here. So it's not just me telling the story. And the opportunity for the veterans, to me, was just like full circle home run, because this is how I grew up, on military installations, in the life with the military people. And Punta Cana, you know, you don't really feel that vibe necessarily here. So anytime I would meet a veteran, it was always like, hey, you're a veteran. That is so amazing. You know, we have that automatic connection. And I would get asked a question, do you have VA loans here? Or do you have medical here? And are there these opportunities for veterans here in Punta Cana? And it was always no, for so many years. But I have seen a lot of change here in Punta Cana, as you have too. Punta Cana has grown up and is continuing to grow. So for me to be able to bring those services here and work with my partners to bring Veteran Solutions, our Veteran Support Center, our clinics here, to have you to give your testimonial about how good you feel here, complete, that there are no worries, is just...
There aren't any worries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, if you're a veteran, and all veterans, we have a union of brotherhood.
Yes.
And no matter whether you're Navy, Army, Marine, Air Force, there is still that camaraderie. You know, we are all friends, and we have that unity, that we are veterans, whether you're a veteran of foreign wars, or a veteran of the Vietnam War, or the wars that are going on now.
So many.
There's so many, but still that camaraderie as a veteran. Believe me, this is the place where you can come and still have that camaraderie.
Yes.
Your brother is here.
Yes.
And I'm one of them. So
And I love that. I love that. I feel so comfortable being in the presence of a veteran or military people. I really do. I spent 20 years, the first 20 years of my life in that, and I separated from that, and I do. Celebrating Memorial Day like we did this year. I've never celebrated Memorial Day in Punta Cana, but this year we celebrated Memorial Day,
yes.
and took that moment out, and I was in an environment that understood what that means. You know, I mean, this is beach town, it's the Caribbean. The banks are still open. People are running around on Memorial Day all these years. And this year, we got together to take that moment out. So I'm excited about celebrating the holidays together. Veterans Day and some of the other holidays and special days that are important to Americans, which we are.
Right.
But here, those days are not necessarily celebrated, but we can celebrate them together.
Yes.
So that's very special.
And it's good to let our veterans know that they can think outside of the box.
Yes.
They don't have to think within the box anymore. They can think outside of the box.
And live outside of the box.
You know,
Exactly.
we live in an environment that teaches us to be one way. And if you get in that environment, usually you live that way. But if you're thinking outside of the box, there are things out there that will interest you and that will make you feel different about your life and how you want to live your life. And why wouldn't you want to live your life in paradise? I mean, if you have an option for that, let me know.
You have options. Well, you have found paradise.
I'm in paradise, and I love it here. And you'd have to drag me out. You'd
We'll
have to
keep you-
literally drag me out to get me away from it. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I look at the ocean, I watch the sunrise, I have my coffee. I mean, I have those moments to me because I've thought outside of the box.
Yes.
And I've made that decision to live outside of the box. There are better and other ways to live than just get up in the morning, brush your teeth, go to work.
That's
Come
true.
home, watch television, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Get up in the morning, brush your teeth, and go to work. There is more to life than just being a everyday labor. There is some fun. You can labor here, and at the same time, you can enjoy yourself. This
Yes.
lady labors every single day. You know, I don't know when she sleeps, but you know, I'm sort of worried about that vampirism because I don't know when she sleeps. But she
I'm an
there.
early bird and a night owl, literally
You
both.
are.
I stay up late and get up early. I don't know. I just bounce out of bed after a few hours.
She
I got
really
things to
does.
do.
Things, and me, I don't have to get up, but I am an early bird.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that military is still in me, but I am that early bird. And I'm up, I'm exercising, I'm having breakfast. I'm just enjoying the beauty of Punta Cana, the beauty of Bávaro, the beauty of even going to Fallujah and just watching the people. Sometimes you just go somewhere and you sit down and you watch the people
Take it in.
for a few hours. Just take it in. These people are going about their business, doing everything, you know, and they're in paradise.
Yes. And so much better to do those kind of activities than to be watching news.
Or to be stressed about what's going on with this, that, and that. You know, my television has news on it, but I don't watch it very much.
No, don't watch that.
I
No
don't-
need.
I don't- My news is getting up and going out and taking my morning walk and then sitting down and watching other people take their morning walk. That's my news. That's my day.
That's beautiful. Veterans, take note. The FMP or Foreign Medical Program is a VA program that allows you to take advantage of your VA medical benefits when traveling or living overseas, like to the DR. Here at VCCA, Veterans Community Care Abroad, our medical clinics in Punta Cana are affiliated with the Foreign Medical Program, so we can offer medical services to you for your service-connected conditions. Comment FMP to receive the link to the form. Once you are enrolled, you can enjoy the opportunity to use your medical benefits anywhere in the world where there are clinics affiliated with the program. You're not alone here. You came with your wife. You've traveled with your wife, Beverly, who I know very, very well.
Yes, I did. And actually, I want to give her credit for me being here because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
Was it her?
Yes, she was the adventurous one.
Oh, okay.
She came to me one day and said, "This is what we're going to do." And I went, "What?" She said, "Just pack. This is what we're going to do." And I says, "Okay, this is what we're going." And I'm so glad she did. I am so glad. She brought me here, and our first few hours here, when I got off the plane, things were a little different then, but you know, they had the big canopy, the drums, the dancers, and everything at that time. And at that time, the airport only had one runway.
Yes.
I don't know
Back
if you-
15 years
yeah,
ago.
it only had one
Yeah,
runway.
they
at
open the
that
door
time.
and the heat blows through the
Right,
airplane and you
right.
get out
And-
right off the airplane and the sun is coming out.
You had to walk down the stairs to get off the
Yes.
plane. There wasn't a terminal the way
No.
it is now.
No.
And you went from there right inside into customs.
Yes.
And so it was a little different. But I am so appreciative to her for giving me the idea and changing my life and having me. She always thought outside of the box. So she got me, which I was still thinking inside of the box before I got here. I'm going like, I don't know if I'm going here or not. You know?
Okay.
But when I got here and I got off the plane, something clicked. And I was like, man, this will be a great place to live. But let me look. I'm still a little skeptical. Let me look. And then we left there and we went in. We got into our living quarters. And once we got into our living quarters, we started looking around. And we were going to a place called Kokata. Kokata, and we were on the golf course. I was like, man, why didn't I bring my golf clubs? This would be great. This is going to be better than I thought it would be. So now I'm like, okay, I think I'm loving this. And then it was like just so beautiful, the golf course. It was so green, the trees, everything, the calmness, the quietness, just able to, all of a sudden I could hear myself think, but then I was thinking. It wasn't just things going around in my head. I was thinking, and I was like, man, this woman got it made. She got it, what's going on, okay? So we spent 3 years here, and when we had to leave, it was heartbreaking for me. I mean, just heartbreaking, because I had to leave paradise. And I wasn't sure when I was coming. I knew I was coming back, but I wasn't sure when I was coming back.
And you went to the States, you took care of your business.
Right.
Then you started traveling around just to check other places, always comparing them to the Dominican Republic.
Always a comparison. Is this going to be like the Dominican? And there was nothing that matched it.
Nothing that matched.
Nothing. One place I went to that gave it a run for its money, just in Puerto Vallarta, where we were staying was just so beautiful.
Puerto Vallarta, that's in Mexico.
That's in Mexico.
Okay.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yes.
I went there for my anniversary, and that was beautiful, but it still was not here.
So what is it? I just want to throw that out to you. Can you pinpoint it? Can we bottle it? What is it?
If we could bottle this and sell this, I think we would be billionaires. Not millionaires, but billionaires. But I don't know. It's a situation where myself and my wife, we all of a sudden came to a place where we were number one. Okay? We felt like we were the main thing on the island. Not that there are other people here, and we knew that, but it just gave us that calmness to where we could concentrate on each other.
Yes.
For a change. It was like going on a honeymoon again, and that honeymoon never quits. It's just always there.
It's all good. All good. So Beverly was the one who got you out of the box.
Correct.
Okay, so what about the veterans who are watching this who don't have a Beverly?
Then they need to find a Beverly. They need to get here some way, somehow. They need to start thinking outside of the box. I know that when you live in an environment, that's what you do. Whatever that environment is. If you live in New York, you live a New York lifestyle. If you live in Florida, you live a Florida lifestyle. Well, you need to start thinking, well, what would it be like to live another lifestyle? What would it be like if I decided that I want to live an island lifestyle? Island lifestyle is completely different than anything else. It's something that you can't touch. It's something you can't feel. Well, I take that back. It is something that you do feel, but it's something that you can't touch. But it's there. And once you're here, then you don't want to go home. Then you understand what I mean.
Yeah. So let's talk about island life. Let's talk about island life. What makes it different from life in New York, or where did you live in the States?
I lived, several places. We not only traveled worldwide, but we also traveled countrywide while we were in the U.S. because we lived in places like California. We lived in places like, we grew up in New Jersey. We lived in Georgia. We lived in Florida. They were all different, different people, different perspective. But island life is different than all. I mean, you can take all of those and ball them up, and even though they were different, they were still the same. Island life is different. It's just different. You can't drive away. I mean, there is no bridge to do that. But the lifestyle here is just It's different. I mean, there, you competing at all times. It's always a competitive situation. It's here. I don't have to dress a certain way. I don't have to act a certain way.
And you look very dressed up. Let me just interrupt. I was not expecting you to come looking all sharp. It's nice, but this is an island.
This is not island life.
They're not going to believe you when they
This
see.
is not island life. This is today life. But
Okay.
it's not island life. Island life is flip-flops, shorts, and a nice shirt. Okay? That's island life.
And you have your flip-flop, your shorts.
As a matter of fact, I had them on earlier.
So, I was thinking about dress code, and I was like, nah, Oscar can come however he wants to come. However, so you did dress up for the occasion.
Oh, I thought that the occasion deserved it. I thought
Thank you.
you were worth it.
Thank you.
I thought that Punta Cana and Bavaro, all of it was worth it. That I should put my best foot forward, because if you see me tomorrow, it may not be my best foot, but I am comfortable.
But you know what? Maybe that is your best foot.
But that is island life.
Right.
That is island life. I mean, it's like you get up in the morning and it's, I feel like this today. I feel like shorts and flip-flops today. I feel like shorts and flip-flops tomorrow, too.
And you can feel like shorts and
Some
flip-flops
flip-flops
every day.
That's
and it's
island
all
life.
good.
Yes, and it's no competition of how you got to dress or how you got to be or how you got to act. I mean, you just be human. You look at your brother, you look at your sister, and you treat them the way you want to be treated. And that's island life, because they treat you the way that you want to be treated. I mean, it's like I say, it's always no worries.
Yes.
No worries.
So do you speak Spanish? I hear you saying no worries, but are you...
Habla español un poquito.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I learned a little bit when I was here before. I'm learning a little more. And believe it or not, at the clinic, I learned a little bit.
Okay.
They quiz me.
So they're helping you learn
They're
Spanish.
helping me. I get quizzed when I get there.
We got a question the other day about that, actually. So we may be looking at something for the veteran community as far as Spanish learning.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
I would be your first people.
That's good. I'm sure we probably fill up the class because you guys show up. That's what I love. We have an activity over here. Everybody shows up. Dental day, brain day,
Movie night.
It's
Barbecue day.
Yeah, and there are lots of recommendations that continue to come in. So we are keeping a list, and that is something that's on there too.
That would be great. That would be great. I mean, I'm one of those people that have reached the point to where you give it to me, and an hour later it's gone. So I need it, and I need that prep all the time. I have to get up and I have to prep myself to keep things in there. But again, that's island life.
Yeah. And with practice and repetition, it becomes more automatic. But it's good that it's not very complicated for you, because you do obviously get around.
I get around, and believe it or not, the only country that well, it was not even a country, but Hawaii was the only place that I went, I think, out of all of it, maybe one other, but they didn't speak Spanish. All of the other countries are in South America.
Yes.
So I love warm climates.
Yes. Why not? It's good for the bones.
It's good for everything.
It is. Good
And
for
I
everything.
love it. I love it. It doesn't get, now Mexico gets hot. It gets hot. This is more of a temperate, it's going to stay winter, summer, fall. It's usually pretty standard. In some countries, hey, it could be 110 one day, 115 the next day.
We're not seeing that here.
Yeah, you don't see that here. And I guess it's because, again, it's an island.
Yeah. And where we're located close to the equator, it's very stable. Because you going down to South America, it's farther from the equator, so you could experience more of the extremes. But we're close to the equator, it's always going to be about the same distance from
Yeah.
the sun, and so the weather is pretty stable here, so
Yes,
that's
it
good.
is.
That's good. And once you adapt a little bit, for some people, it's a little bit of an adaptation because it can be humid during the summer times more so than other times of the year.
That's why we have our shorts and our flip-flops.
Hey, that's right. That's right. That's the solution.
That's the
no
solution.
worries.
No worries.
No worries.
It's hot outside. Well, let me get my shorts and my
Yeah.
flip-flops, and here we go.
All good. All good.
All good.
Now that you have every single person who is watching this episode ready to move, let's talk a little bit about that process of actually moving from abroad to Punta Cana. How did that go for you?
We did a lot of research, again, even though we had been here before, it had been a lot of years. So we still did a lot of research on what do we need to bring, how do we need to do this, what are we going to do when we get there, what are we looking for when we get there. And we decided, okay, we're going to go temporarily and just find a little temporary place until we find somewhere where we want to be. And that's what we did last October. We moved here. And I did some things backwards that you shouldn't do that I did. Like the first thing we did was got rid of the rental car. I purchased a car. Okay. But I purchased a car because I had purchased a car before when I was here before. So I knew a little bit about that I needed that to get around. But if you're coming here temporarily, I suggest you just rent a car until you decide how you're going to do it. Getting the visa is going to be your next step. And it's a little bit difficult for me to get that done. I had an attorney, and believe this or not, there was a time back when I was so close to getting my visa, and I went back with the same attorney, and they gave me I think it's a 20% discount because they had most of my paperwork, but I still have to get a lot of that paperwork again. Now I have all that paperwork together. I just gotta go back to the States, and I think we're probably going to do it in DC so that we can get our visa approved so we can come back and get everything done here. So it can be a trying process if you make it that way. I should be better at it, but I'm not.
Okay.
So,
and the visa is for what purpose?
it's to be able to live here and not be an illegal immigrant.
So for your residency,
For my
you're
residency,
going
I
towards
want to
your
be able to
residency.
get my visa so that everything can go and I can get my residency, which makes it a lot easier to move around without being concerned about, hey, you're getting stopped. Why are you here? Why you don't? And even though it's easy if you do overstay, you go to the airport, on your way out, you pay a fine, and which is very minimal.
Yeah, like $15 a month or something
Yeah,
like
then
that.
you turn around and come back.
Exactly. And many people do travel back and forth. I mean, there aren't many people who are just here permanently. Me now, I'm here for longer stints, but like, for example, I was in the States in February for a conference, a big real estate conference for Keller Williams. But I do have my residency, my permanent residency by now. I should have my citizenship by now, but I'm working on that. But with the residency, you're good to go with everything. So follow through with those steps. Get your visa so you can go ahead and get the residency.
I will, but I want everybody to realize that before you come, you need to go and get the process started. Before you come here, it makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
I should have known better, and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I knew that I would be traveling back and forth about once a quarter, which I do. But you should get some of that done. And just contact an attorney here.
Yes.
I don't want to call any particular attorney's name, And there are lots of attorneys that will assist you in getting started.
We do make recommendations. We have some who have been on the podcast, and we do make recommendations. And I want to say to you that the process has not always been a process that has required the need to get something done in the States. So they have changed that.
They changed that.
Yes. When you were here before, that was not a requirement.
It wasn't.
Yes.
It was not.
So they changed up
that.
on you. So it is good to check to make sure that you know the latest and greatest. I mean, those things can change, and they do. So
and it could change at the beginning of the year again. You know, they come up with new rules, new regulations. So again, I suggest that you contact an attorney here and find out what you need to do before you start doing whatever you're going to do, because that's important. It's very important.
yeah, especially if you're considering a permanent move,
Right.
like you are. If they're planning to just be a tourist, then that's something different. But you're planning to live here.
I'm planning to live here, and right now I'm a tourist with a car. So,
a tourist with a car.
yeah, that travels everywhere and it just enjoys, just getting in the car and going, you know what, I'm going to see what this looks like today. I'm going to the beach today. I'm going over here to the mall today, or whatever the case may be. Beverly wants to see this. Beverly wants to see that. And we just get in the car and go. But we are working on it. So it's not like we're not working on our residences. We are working on our residence so that we can be permanent residents as soon as possible.
Okay.
And the process has already started. It's just that we're waiting.
It takes time. It does take some time. And if you've started the process, then that's fine. Even when you travel with paperwork that shows that you're in the process, that is as good as having it. So they do recognize that's something for you to be aware of.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't aware of that.
Take your application and paperwork, ask your lawyer for something before you travel.
Okay.
And they will recognize that.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Something good to know.
Yeah, something. Yeah. See, I even learned something.
Yeah, we always learning. And you're a golfer?
Yes.
So talk about a little bit about golf. Veteran, you can get a medical appointment within 24 to 48 hours in Punta Cana. At our VCCA Veterans Clinics, you can get medical services with exceptional care and attention. From routine checkups to specialized treatments, you can receive world-class care while enjoying beautiful white sand beaches and the Caribbean sun. Our team makes the process seamless, from coordinating your stay to arranging consultations to maximizing your VA benefits. Not only do you get your treatments, but you will be welcomed into a thriving community of veterans right here in the DR. Comment tour to be a part of our next medical tour to sunny Punta Cana. I'm actually looking to do something with veteran golfers. So I will be tapping into you and all of your veteran golfer friends.
Bring your clubs, guys.
Bring your clubs.
Girls.
Yeah, we're looking at having a tournament for Veterans Day actually in November.
I'm not that good.
I'm going to see if my dad will come down for that because he is an avid golfer and he lives in the States still now. Let's see.
I don't speak Spanish, but they would put me out of the country for some of the words I use. Even though I love the game, I'll play by myself. But me and that ball just does not get along from time to time.
Oh my goodness. Well, they say golf is supposed to be relaxing
It
and
is
therapy.
relaxing. I'm killing this little ball.
So what you're going to do is after you get done with golf, go over to the clinic for the massage and the workout.
I don't get to massage. Yeah, that's. No, let me get frustrated and run over there.
Get everything adjusted and get back 100%. So you have you tried the golf courses around the area?
Not since I've been back, but I've been doing my research on some of the golf courses that are around the area. Of course, I live in the community of Punta Cana, and there's a great golf course there. Kokota has a great golf course, now that's the golf course I'm more familiar with. I used to play there and practice and whatnot. And all of these golf courses they're either Jack Nicklaus or somebody, one of the famous golfers had a hand in designing these golf courses. So you're not coming out just to play on a golf course. it is going to be a world-renowned golf course.
Yes.
And they are all just beautiful.
Yeah, many golf courses, something like over 30 golf courses in the area. The hotels have golf courses, the residential communities have golf courses. So for the golfers out there, come to Punta Cana. And if you're a veteran, we're putting together something special for veteran golfers.
Come on down, bring the clubs.
Yeah, and have some fun.
And yes, I haven't taken advantage of the massage at the clinic yet.
You have not?
I have not, and I don't have an excuse for it because I do go to the clinic at least once a week. But my wife wanted to know, and she was like, "Oh, I can take advantage of the massage?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Where'd she go?" She went to take advantage of the massage. And she loved it. She said that she had not had a full body massage like that. She said they were very thorough, very professional. She just loves your clinic. I mean, she loves it. Again, there aren't any or enough superlatives to really explain to the public how I feel and how my wife Beverly feels to what this clinic has done for me and done for her, but mostly for me, as far as my attitude towards it, my attitudes towards the VA. I just don't have the words for it.
Yeah. I
mean, I'm just so happy.
I'm so thankful to hear that. And for me to have a dream come true like this is really incredible. And this is why I don't sleep that much. I literally
I'm glad you had a dream.
I did. And over all the years of meeting so many people and to have you here telling your story is wonderful. Our goal is to make the veteran something that is really, really special and important. And I know and I hear the stories about what happens in the United States, let's say, that veterans are not able to get the services or the respect or whatever, what have you. And maybe it's just the environment too. Maybe it's not only with veterans, because I've been hearing stories about the United States.
Doctors are the same. Basically, the doctors in the U.S. are a 15-minute window.
Yeah.
You are a number. You're not treated as human. You're treated clinically.
Yes.
Okay? It's a clinical type situation. I'm just astonished at the way things are and the way I've been treated.
Well, my partners are veterans too, and we all feel very passionate about the opportunities and the services that we want to give to veterans. Our doctors are a part of the community. They are committed to what they're doing. When we do activities, they're there. I like that too, that they're there. We know the veterans. We know you, and we know the people who are part of the community who are coming into the clinic every week. And this is a part of the goal, is to build a community. You're not a number. You're not a 15-minute time slot. We have been promising appointments in 24 hours. It's a little bit longer now, but we're expanding because the word is getting out there. And that is something that I'm really, really happy about, because I know there are a lot of veterans in the world. And I really want more people to come down here and have a story like yours. Veteran, here is how you can increase your rating faster. Veteran Service Officers, VSOs, in the Dominican Republic are now available to help you maximize your VA benefits, getting you service connected, improving your ratings, or increasing your allowances through the VA. At VSI, Veteran Solutions International, you can receive localized assistance, making the process smoother and faster compared to navigating the VA system alone. The best part is that you don't even need to be in the Dominican Republic to access our VSO services. And this comes at absolutely no cost to you. Simply comment VSO to receive more information.
And Cheryl, there's something I wanted to add. For all of the veterans out there that may be on medication, my medication here, just going to the pharmacia, as they call it, drugstore, is less than what my medication costs me in the U.S. with my insurance. My insurance costs My medication through my insurance costs me more than just going to the drugstore here and buying it.
Wow.
I mean, that's
Incredible.
insane when you're talking about economics
Yeah.
and money and cost of living. That's a lot. And some medications can be expensive.
I know that. And we can check into seeing how the clinic can assist you with that as well. You haven't taken advantage of everything that you can.
Oh, no, I
have
haven't.
to get you more plugged in.
I learn so much every day about everything here. It's just amazing.
Yes.
And again, I hate to put Ruby on the spot, but Ruby teaches me a lot.
That's good.
The doctors there teach me a lot. The doctors are always getting enough information to give me enough information to help me. Mm-hmm. And that's a little different. It's not like, okay, here's a prescription, take this, and I'll see you in 3 months, or I'll see you in 10 days, or take that for 10 days. Here, it's a mutual situation. You need to do this. Before we do that, we want to make sure it's what you need before we do that. So let's do this for you. Let's research this. And then once we compile everything, then we'll make a recommendation.
Mm-hmm. They take the time.
They take their time.
Yes. To do the right thing for you.
For me. It's
Yes.
about me.
Yes.
All of a sudden, it's about me.
Yes. And it is.
It is, and I love that.
And we love you, and we thank you for your service. As a part of the podcast, we always take a question from one of our subscribers. So if you want to choose a question there, I will read it to you. Okay, let's see. I am a retired vet and considering a move to Punta Cana. What is the average cost of living for retirement there?
That can be a varied question depending on what you're looking for in your lifestyle. It could be as little as $1,000, $1,200 a month, or as much as you want it to be. Now, where I live, if I were in the States, I couldn't afford it.
Oh, really?
There's no way that I could afford it. Guys, if you're a veteran, try to live in the marina, okay, and have a beautiful view, and see what it would cost you. It is very minimal compared. I mean, groceries is less than what it would cost you, unless it's something that has to be imported. Mm-hmm. Gasoline is a little expensive, but that has to be imported. Services are, they are very minimal. Mm-hmm. My wife loves to get her nails done. She loves the hair shop. I call it the fry and dye shop. But she just loves to get her hair done and to get her nails done, and she lets me know that it is about half or less than half what she was paying in the States. Every little bit helps. So the utility bills are a lot less. Rent is, again, depends on where you want to live, how you live. On the average, is a lot less for what you get. If you compare what you have with what you would get here, it's a lot less. So overall, your dollar goes a lot further here than it would in the States. We have a young lady that comes in every Friday to assist us in cleaning. I'm not going to say she does it all. What she does it all. She cleans for us. And that's a help. There's just so much that is so helpful as far as economically, that my dollar goes a lot further. I have a lot more left over at the end of the month than I would have in the States. And just when I have family there that are complaining, and I know that they're getting ready to leave because they're like, what do I need to do? How do I need to do this? And we have some in the process of
coming
moving.
to Punta Cana?
Oh,
Are they
yes.
coming to Punta Cana? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Good.
Oh, yes.
Hey, more the merrier. Let's grow the community.
I will have family here fairly soon. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I will have family here fairly soon. But economically, you can live in paradise for a lot less than what you're living now in the U.S.
So imagine your money goes farther and you're in paradise. That's like a double whammy.
It's a dream
It's
come
like,
true.
why stay at home and pay more when you could move abroad, pay less, have a better life, really have it all, like what we have talked about today.
Pay less for more?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I don't know about how you do math, but, paying less for more sounds like a win-win situation.
That's good
to
math.
me.
And being able to come down, get medical services, get attention, have a family, a community, that is just wonderful. And not only that, but we actually have a program for medical tourism to help people, veterans, to come here and have a chance to spend a week here to see the lifestyle, to visit the clinic, and get their services. So if you are interested in any of that information, please reach out to me directly to learn about how to enroll in the Foreign Medical Program, which is the program by the VA that we are affiliated with to help you take advantage of your VA benefits. So yes, that's something else, because we need to get the word out there, and we want more veterans to come and live that good life and have that good energy you have.
Oh, yeah. You got me pumped.
Oh, and you got me pumped too. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you also for being a part of the Punta Cana podcast. If you have not done so, please subscribe, leave a comment, and we will see you on the next episode. Thank you.